Clarissa Manlapig was sunshine in human form. Her laugh could fill a room, her smile could light up a street. In the kitchen of her family's ancestral home in Cavite, she truly came alive. The aroma of adobo, the sizzle of garlic and oil, the rhythmic clatter of her cooking tools, these were the sounds of Clarissa's happiness. A nursing student by day, she dreamed of a future filled with healing and family. The kitchen was her haven, a place where love simmered alongside her culinary creations. Clarissa was the heart of her family. Her parents, her younger brother, even the extended family that seemed to always gravitate towards their home, they all basked in her warmth. Evenings in their home were filled with laughter, stories, and the delicious smells wafting from Clarissa's kitchen. She had a gift, everyone said so. A gift for bringing people together, for making even the most ordinary moments feel special. There was a light in her eyes, a spark of joy that seemed impossible to extinguish. But shadows, even faint ones, have a way of finding the brightest lights. And for Clarissa, the darkness was lurking closer than anyone knew. It hid behind a charming smile and whispered sweet nothings in her ear. It promised love but harbored a hunger for something far more sinister. Miggy Santos was a charmer. He had a swagger that drew eyes and a smile that could melt hearts. When he and Clarissa started dating, her family welcomed him with open arms. He seemed smitten with her, drawn to her warmth and kindness. They were a golden couple, everyone agreed. But whispers began to circulate. There was a possessiveness to Miggy's affections, a darkness that flickered in his eyes when Clarissa laughed with other friends. He didn't like to share her attention, it seemed. Arguments, hushed and tense, began to break out between them. Clarissa, ever the peacemaker, would brush it off. He just cared, she'd tell her worried friends. He was just passionate. One humid afternoon, Clarissa's mother stopped by the house. She had been trying to call Clarissa all day, but there was no answer. As she approached the house, a wave of unease washed over her. The front door was slightly ajar. A strange silence hung in the air. The smell hit her first, a metallic tang, sharp and acrid. It was the smell of blood. Her heart hammered in her chest, a frantic drumbeat against her ribs. "Clarissa?" she called out, her voice trembling. There was no answer, only a heavy silence that seemed to press down on her. The kitchen light was on, casting long, distorted shadows across the room. And then, she saw her. Clarissa lay sprawled on the cold tile floor, her body twisted at an unnatural angle. Her once vibrant eyes were vacant, staring up at the ceiling. 17 times, the police would later confirm. 17 stab wounds, each a testament to a rage that defied comprehension. The stove was still on, a pot of water simmering unattended. The air was thick with the coppery scent of blood, and the lingering aroma of the adobo Clarissa had been making. It was a scene of unimaginable violence, made all the more horrifying by the mundane setting. The investigation was swift, the conclusion even swifter. There were no signs of forced entry, no other suspects. All evidence pointed to Miggy Santos. But Miggy had vanished. He was gone, swallowed whole by the humid Philippine night. Miggy Santos disappeared as if he had never been. One day he was there, a fixture at Clarissa's side. The next he was gone. Whispers turned to accusations, fear morphing into anger. Search parties were organized, wanted posters plastered across every surface. But Miggy remained elusive. He was a ghost, a whisper of a memory that haunted the streets of Cavite. Some said he had fled to the provinces, seeking refuge with distant relatives. Others whispered of darker possibilities. Had he escaped the country, or had the guilt, the weight of his crime, driven him to a more permanent solution? The questions lingered, heavy and unanswered. The Manlapig family, shattered by grief and consumed by the need for justice, found no solace in the absence of answers. Their once happy home became a tomb, each room echoing with the ghost of Clarissa's laughter. The kitchen, once a sanctuary of warmth and delicious smells, now sat cold and silent. The family, unable to bear the weight of their grief within those walls, moved out. The ancestral home, once filled with so much life, stood empty, a stark reminder of the darkness that had descended upon them.